Good morning. Nice to see you. It's a beautiful day in my backyard. And with my new phone, you can see much more of it all at once. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? I spend a lot of time back here because it's what keeps me grounded. So thank you for joining me today. If you do not know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert. I'm a shiatsu massage therapist. And I specifically help women. My internet's a little bit low, so we'll see if it kicks back in. I specifically help women figure out how they work. It gets rid of IBS. It gets rid of burnout. It gets rid of, it helps you relax. It really puts you back on the right track. So if you're a woman who's, kind of sitting there and being, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do with my life, I'm at a transition. There we go, my connection should be better now. I'm at a transition, then I'm the person that you call. It could be, challenges with your kids going to college. It could be health conditions from stress and burnout. It could be old physical issues that you're looking to resolve. Or it could be even something that, you've dealt with it once before and you know how bad it is and you have no desire to go through it again. I teach women and I help support women through that process of really taking all the things that have gotten in their way that make them feel lousy, and let's reverse them. Let's get you to the optimal you so that you can do the things that you're supposed to do. Hey Dina, great to see you. So that's who I am, that's what I do. So today's topic is about 3 things you can do. Good morning, Dina. 3 things that you can do to help build your self-confidence and your self-esteem instantly. A lot of times when we end up stressed, we end up in this pattern of thinking. We end up going round and round, and usually we can only think of, like 3 to 4 thoughts at the same time. And we have this overwhelming, a little bit of obsession. We have this felt sense, we're not happy, our body's like, this is what we're doing, we're obsessing, okay? So that keeps us from feeling self-esteem, that keeps us from feeling self-confidence. And these are the 3 things that I do when I need to have that self-confidence. When I'm walking into a situation and I know I need to present myself in my most confident, calm, centered way that I am. Because we all know by now that if you come across as a victim who's stressed out, guess what? Especially if you're a woman, you're going to be preyed upon. You're going to be victimized. It's only when you can tap into that central core, that calm and that confidence and that centeredness. It's only when you can tap into that you aren't left so vulnerable to the people in the world who are us and them, survival of the fittest. I need to come first no matter what. It would be great if our world were filled with, kind, compassionate people who weren't stressed out and in a place of fight or flight all the time. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? But we're not. And so many times we need to present ourselves and we need to be in that part of ourselves that's confident, that has self-esteem, that can walk in and say, no, I know exactly what's going on and how we're going to do it. Now that can seem like the Grand Canyon when you're obsessing about something, or when you're angry or irritated or hurt or frustrated or your body's not cooperating. It is so, it's like it's a lifetime away from going, oh my God, this is never going to work out. I screwed this up. I'm broken. I'm never going to fix it. It's everybody else's fault. Whose fault is it? It feels like it's a whole, it's a universe away to that calm, confident centeredness, which will actually move you in a really good, positive direction. Now, both of those human conditions are normal. And one of them you have and you deal with when you're around people who can help guide you through it, who can support you and nurture you, because that's a part of you that's calling to be loved and nurtured. But in many situations, you need to be this other personality. It'd be great if we could be authentic, wouldn't it? But that's not how it works. So we need to learn how to tap into that part of ourselves, when and discern when it's okay and when it's not. So a good rule of thumb is, let's get into this calm, confident, centered place in situations which are new or unusual, or where we don't really trust the people we're interacting with, or when we're feeling a little vulnerable, and then leave, those woundedness or those fears or those anxieties or that obsessive thinking for a time or a place or for people that can really be there for us. I've learned the hard way that, if you reach out to everybody, most of them are going to emotionally punch you in the face, either because they're insensitive, they're self-absorbed, they're distracted, they've got issues, they've got their own problems going on. Hey, Julie, all sorts of things. Most people will not be able to be present and loving and kind and help you through this process. It's just the way of the world. And so when you learn to, how to get your needs met in with your wounds and those vulnerabilities, and how to tap into that really cool Wonder Woman, superhero, calm, I got it going on, I know how to do this person. This is what we're talking about today, how to tap into that. So when something triggers and you're in the mindset that's going round and round, and you feel like a complete loser that just screwed everything up, you need to remember that I need to save this for a different time, for a time when I'm safe and comfortable and this is appropriate. And right now I need to get into this calm, confident place. Action number 1. You think back over your past and you don't focus on the failures. Hey, Ro, you don't focus on the failures. What you focus on is the successes. So one of the things you do, you look back on your past and you say, yes, in this situation, it turned out well. In that situation, I took a risk and it worked out. In this situation over here, okay. One of my favorite, need to pull myself back into reality is somehow I've lived, to this age. I've lived decades and decades. Somehow I've lived this long, which means I'm successful in some way, shape, or form. So if I need a quick fix of confidence, I go, you know what, somehow I've survived this long. I'm not quite sure how, but I've done a lot better than most people that's ever lived on the planet. So because of that, I must be successful in some way, shape, or form. Once you start getting the ball rolling, once you start latching on to something that you've been successful at, you can start seeing other areas in your past that you were successful with. So tapping back into past successes will help you regain that confidence and break out of that fight or flight. One of the ways around this that I do is I keep mementos or memories of past successes around me. I decorate with my past successes, not in a here's my trophy or here's my diploma, not in that sort of way, which is cool, but and it's what doctors do. It gives them a sense of authority. It shows that they know what they're talking about. They see these regularly and they remember that they went through medical school and they remember all of the trials and tribulations that they have triumphed over. So they surround themselves with books and awards and things like that. You don't have to be so obvious with reminding yourself of the past. Julie says, hi, went through self-doubt, but I've started to love myself and things are starting to improve. Yes, exactly. Thanks for sharing that, Julie. Loving ourselves is one of those big keys that we have to learn how to do. So if you surround yourself with things that remind you of your successes, and they can just mean something to you, they don't have to mean anything to anybody else if you don't want to, you will remember much faster, oh yes, I am successful. I'm not a complete, broken human being that'll never be fixed and this is my life, okay? So step number 2, when you need to get that self-esteem really quick, you feel where you have it in your body, feel the discomfort, kind of rest your hands there. Mine tends to be IBS and tends to be right, below my diaphragm. And I want you to do something, while you're touching it, you need to do something that is successful. Maybe you can be successful taking a deep breath. Maybe you can be successful slowing down your breathing. Maybe you can be successful tightening a muscle and relaxing it. Maybe you can be successful by getting the dishes done, or vacuuming the rug. Maybe you can be successful by choosing to drink water and nurture yourself, and do a little bit of self-care. Maybe you can be successful by knowing that you need to walk around a little bit. But do something, while you're kind of tapped into the spot where you feel it the most. Do something that that makes you feel successful, that makes you feel like, yes, I have just done something that will move me forward, that's in the right place. Third step, if you want to pull yourself, back into that calm, confident centeredness, is I want you to look at one thing and make a game plan about it. Make a problem solve it a little bit and make it simple, make it easy. Don't do something that's, super hard. That's not what we're talking about. Find something that you are currently challenged with. For me, every morning I'm challenged with finding a topic to do on the live stream. And so when I do that, when I look at a couple people's blogs, what people are reading, what topics women are interested in, I've successfully found a topic for the day's live stream. And so I've problem solved it. I have a plan. I know how I'll find the title. I'm going to go online. I'm going to look at some of the popular blogs. I'm going to look at their popular topics, and then tweak, the topic and the title to fit, to fit me, to fit my personality. So you want to look at the past, at the present, and at the future. For the past, hey, Evelyn, nice to see you. I miss you. So in the past, you look at your successes. In the present, you do something that makes you feel successful. And for the future, you come up with a game plan to be successful at something. Now here's the key. It does not have to be a big, giant thing, because that'll be overwhelming. Look at something small. Look at something small you can be successful at, whether it's deep breathing, whether it's tightening a muscle, whether it's getting up and taking a shower, whether it's drinking a glass of water, whether it's walking to the mailbox, whatever it may be. Something small and easy to do that you can feel successful about. And wherever you are, you can always say, you know what, I'm able to deep breathe and I'm going to do that right now. You can do that anywhere, in the doctor's office, while you're waiting for, your boss to talk to you, all of that. It's best to catch these things fast before they become so overwhelming. If you catch your low self-esteem and your discomfort and your irritation quick, hey Claire, then you can course correct. If you wait until you're blindsided by something big, it's so much harder. Then you might as well eat the Twinkie. You might as well do what you need to do, because this is too big. But if you start catching, when you feel, oh, I'm a loser, oh, I'm not going to do that. When you start catching those negative thoughts, without judging them, just realize, oh, look at that. I'm feeling a little vulnerable. I'm feeling a little disconnected or overwhelmed. When you recognize those thoughts, go to the past, the present, and the future. The past, look at past successes. The present, do something you can be immediately successful at. And for the future, come up with a game plan for how you're going to be successful for something else later in the day or later in the week. Okay? That is my very quick tips for when you're feeling, when your thoughts are negative, when they aren't loving, when they aren't nurturing. It's very, very hard to change our thoughts from the mindset that we're in. So if we're in that mindset of fight or flight, it's almost impossible to think positive thoughts. But if you shift your focus to past, present, and future successes, it breaks you out of that limbic system loop, out of that obsessive thinking and out of that negative thinking. And it's just a course correction. It's just like, oh, look, there's a boulder in front of me. I need to go around it. And when you do that, when you do this as a regular practice of remembering who you are and what your successes are, that neural connection gets stronger, and it's always easier to hop on that train, let's say. It's always easy to be positive when you've been positive for, quite often. Hey, Martin. So then it just becomes a natural, normal way of life. You don't have to feel stuck, feeling like a loser. There are very physical, actual things you can do. So, cool. Here's your homework assignment for today. I want you to do a past, a present, and a future sort of thing. I want you to, feel where you're feeling it. Feel something you might feel insecure about. I want you to look at any past successes in your life. I want you to look at, do something presently that's successful, and I want you to come up with a game plan and problem solve something in the future. Hey Lisa, great to see you. Do that today, and if you can do that regularly, whenever you start to feel uncomfortable, you will continue to spiral up and get better. Okay, so like, love, comment if you got any value out of this, because this is how this is how Facebook works. We can get this information out to everybody if you like, love, share, comment, and comment on other people's comments, because then we can really get us into a much better place and have a cool tribe of people who get it, who are on this path. Hey, Kathy Ann. So I'm going to have a beautiful day. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, hey, Annette. Nice to see you too. Bye.